Good evening, I'm Carol Larson.
And I'm Russ McCaskey. We're glad you're with us. More than 24 are dead, including 20 children, after that gunman opens fire in Newtown, Connecticut.
The gunman identified as 20-year-old Adam Lanza. Chris Pallone has the very latest.
Tonight, a widespread outpouring of support for a community trying to make sense of the senseless. Meanwhile, investigators continue to search for clues to try and figure out the question on everyone's minds: why did this happen? They came together in inconsolable grief, shock, and sadness, the members of this small community of Newtown, Connecticut. Mourners gathering for a candlelight vigil following a tragedy of unimaginable horror. Just hours earlier, 20 children and 6 adults were brutally gunned down in the Sandy Hook Elementary School.
Children, beautiful, beautiful children who had simply come to school to learn.
Frantic parents rushed back to the school, desperate for any information about their children.
You there? Faith is okay.
I work in Bridgeport, and I drove back up here, and it was, like I said, it was the longest drive of my life. It was really hard not knowing.
Parents clung to one another as they waited for news, then the horrifying reality no one could comprehend.
This is just a nightmare. You just want to wake up from it and just, you can't, say it never really happened. It's a shock.
The shooter, 20-year-old Adam Lanza, killed his mother, then drove to the school where she was a teacher and opened fire on her students. He, too, died at the school.
We heard shots and everybody went on the ground.
Police and SWAT teams surrounded the school and stormed outlying buildings. Once the scene was secure, teachers escorted the students to safety, out of harm's way, but still protecting their innocence by having them close their eyes as they walked past the carnage. At the local fire station, the parents of victims gathered to await identification.
The intensity of emotion is really hard to put into words. It was sobbing, there was yelling, there was people throwing themselves on the floor in absolute upsetment.
Grief-stricken, President Obama addressed the nation.
The majority of those who died today were children. Beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old.
The country now mourning with this small Connecticut community that has lost so much. Now, we are getting some answers to some questions here tonight, like information about where the guns used in this attack came from. Law enforcement sources tell NBC News that the guns used in this attack were actually registered to the gunman's mother and were purchased legally. How they got into his hands is not quite clear. That's a story live from Newtown, Connecticut. Chris Pallone. Now back to you.